What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Brock. Today, we are talking about two more classic Champions of the Galaxy characters from War Games 2091, Mr. Galaxy and Whiplash.
Two interesting cats.
Mm-hmm.
I liked them both. I never hid the fact that I was a Mr. Galaxy fan because I was a submission wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Galaxy, like every move on his card is pretty much a submission hold.
Yeah, for the most part. He has a drop kick in there, a knee drop. Other than that, clothesline. Yeah, a couple setup moves, but other than that, he's a straight up submission guy.
Yep.
I always saw him as my Rick Rude.
Yeah, that's exactly how I pictured him too. But I think that's how Chuck drew him as well.
Mm-hmm. Or Tom Selleck with the mustache there.
And then Whiplash,
the former executioner. Now Whiplash.
I like that gimmick. His finisher was horrible.
The thumb screw.
That was so dumb. You're gonna bend your thumb backwards.
It hurts.
Hold on. Oh, I can just. Oh.
You have to really wear someone down to do the thumb screw.
Yeah. I turned it into an Oriental spike.
There you go. That makes a little more sense for,
because it's a screw. Then you're. Yeah.
I mean, the guy's name's Whiplash, so it should be some kind of strike, I think.
Yep. But we'll start on Mr. Galaxy.
All righty. Mr. Galaxy.
Brought in to team with Vanity as the studs.
Mm-hmm.
Almost wasn't made. Tom kicked him to the curb, but for some reason brought him back. Little bit of GWF background knowledge for anybody who didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I had a lot of fun with the studs or Stud City, whichever. They were the awesome studs, and then became Stud City later on. But I eventually had them feud with each other too and stuff. It was a lot of fun with those guys. Some good comedy to be had as well. With Vanity involved, he's not going to really beat anybody. But Mr. Galaxy gave the team some credibility.
Yeah. The double finisher.
Mm-hmm, the muscle ripper.
He worked out quite well. For me, he feuded, the first few years I was having him feud like Darko, Serpent Unman, and Sectarian, the ugly guys. So, it was,
Mm-hmm.
in his mind, he was, beauty versus the beast.
Right. Yeah, he was that kind of guy for me too. Like just I forget who. I think Creeper was his first feud for me.
Remembering back. Left Vanity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I still use him to this day. I'm only at 2105. I haven't a clue when he actually retires.
He hung around a while.
I got
2115.
I got him set to 2115.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got him set to team up with. There's a GWFZ guy that looks very similar to him, so I got him set to team up.
Okay.
In 2106. Right now, he has an uneasy alliance with Dreadnought.
Not Comrade Terror.
No. And they're with they're wrestling in the CPC. It's Exo King, Killer Queen, Mr. Galaxy, and Dreadnought, and they're calling themselves the OGs.
Okay.
Because they're just a bunch of original GWF guys hanging out down in the lower promotion.
Hmm.
And then, he right now he's a good guy for the first time in his life, but he's going to quickly turn back. It's not going to.
Yeah. Yeah, he even got a new card in 2113.
Really?
Yeah. In CPC Conspiracy. I think he became a CPC guy after the GWF, but yeah, he was active until 2115.
Yeah, currently with me, he's a 3-time Galaxian champion. So my mid card title.
Okay.
And now that he's in the CPC, he'll have some more chances to wrestle for it.
Cool.
He's been there a while, but he's never done anything with it. Like, he's actually feuded Dreadnought, and now he's teaming up with him. I had one of those
Yeah.
things where they just change their mind, and
That should happen more than it does, honestly. Well, if I can't beat you, I might as well team up with you. You've earned my respect. Kind of thing.
He was kicking the crap out of Dreadnought. He
Mhm.
beat him both times.
Well, then maybe Dreadnought felt that way.
Yeah. And he's done okay for himself. I think I had him in Vanity split 1, 2, 3, 6 years in. Excuse me, 7 years in. And then he became Dynamo.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember how he became Dynamo.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember either. It doesn't say anything about it in his bio either on the wiki. Yeah, I don't see any mention of the change.
And like I said, I rarely read the book, so the only time I read it is to make sure I don't get a Dynamo Mr. Galaxy tag team. Hey, these guys look similar. Let's team them up.
They really don't look much alike, though, honestly. Yeah, it said when he joined Guile's team, he just became as part of the Department of Power, he became Dynamo. So there's that.
Yeah, I had him coming in at a 6'1", 265 pounds. I had him fairly tall but solid, because I think he was a -3 +1 or something like that.
His +2 agility, -2 power.
Okay.
His official listing is 6'1", 255, so you're pretty close.
Damn. Sometimes I'm on the ball, and sometimes they have horrible.
Yeah, his charts leave something to be desired, but other than that, he's a pretty solid card.
Yeah. He's a C rope or something like that.
Yeah, he has a C in ropes.
Anytime you get a C in rope, that hurts.
Yeah, because that one seems to come up the most often.
Yeah, well, because this is where I explain where the math can come in.
Mm-hmm.
So C in ropes and C in turnbuckle will come up more often, same as death jump, because they're repeated into choices.
Yeah.
And so, you can have into the ropes and then choice A. So you're going to hit it 2 times, but those are usually on the, the first 2. So they're wrestled, they come up more often because they're on level 1 and level 2, where you're going to spend most of your time.
Yeah, they've fixed that since then. We can only have one or the other on your card, but Mr. Galaxy himself has 2 chances for into the turnbuckle because he has a choice B and an into the turnbuckle on his card. That's now, I think, an official card creation guidelines that you can only have one or the other.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it was like I said, it was a death sentence for those poor guys who had it.
Yeah, especially the C and death jump. A C and death jump, you're getting pinned like 10% of the time.
Yeah, it was a tough deal. I'd rather have a C ring than a C rope.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Mr. Galaxy is one of those fun, unsung hero kind of characters for me. I always enjoyed him.
Yep.
Had some good memories with him.
Yeah, like I said, him and Vanity, I enjoyed them as a tag team with Sweet Thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had them, hinting at, I really played up the whole, they shared Sweet Thing and, in more than just managerial thing.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's why they broke up. In my Fed was they ended up fighting over her. Obviously, that's the '80s storyline right there. But
Oh yeah,
an easy go-to there for sure. But she broke them up.
she Yoko Ono'd them.
She did.
No, she didn't break him up with me. They were a team, and after he became Dynamo, that's when he split.
Okay.
So like I said, he was a decent enough guy.
Yeah, he's a solid mid-carder for sure.
And you can, and with guys like that have that tag finisher, you can literally stick them with almost anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So he did well.
Yeah, he was fun. I enjoyed Stud City a lot.
How would you power creep Mr. Galaxy?
His offense is actually pretty good for where he is. I think I'd either drop his pin down to a 6-3 or change that ropes to a B. I'll go with the ropes to a B.
I might. How many downs does he have? 2 downs and a pin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has one on level 2 though too, as well.
I actually might take that agility and make it a 0.
Okay.
For the one change, just to be a little different, but
Mm-hmm.
that way you don't get as many reversals on him. He's muscular, so he might be a little quick.
Yeah, and +2 isn't terrible. He only has one agility check. It's on level 1 at number 4, so it's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If he's got that, then that's a possibility to switch that out then too, or just make it so he can't put you hurt on level 3.
On 3, yeah.
That way, it makes his tag finisher a little more,
He just has the double muscle ripper at 0.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Dynamo has a tag finish, isn't he?
I don't know. I don't have him in front of me.
Do I? I'm drawing a blank here. When you have 6 feds, sometimes they get lost in the shuffle.
I can't even keep track of the one Fed I run with all guys I made.
I try not to get my guys lost in the shuffle, but every so often it happens.
There's a lot of guys that can get lost, and cards are meant to be shuffled. So,
but yeah, I might just do that one then. Just keep his level 1 move on level 3 offense. Just turn that into like a choice G or something. Just another chance to keep.
Just move everything up. Yeah.
Just do that with him.
Yeah, that seemed to be standard then, was just having the level 2 move on the number 1 slot there. Pretty much everybody had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a fun character. I enjoyed using him a lot. A lot of cool stuff he could do with just an arrogant, cocky guy who can kind of back it up.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Next, we will swap over to Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Now, I was sorry to see the Executioner go because I was a big fan of the Executioner.
I liked him too.
Executioner for me, I like I said, I base my wrestlers on real wrestlers, so I get it in my head. So
Yeah.
Executioner for me was Stan Hansen.
Uh-huh. They're about the same size. He's 6'3.5", 270. So
I had him at 6'4", 260.
well, there you go.
He won the GWF TV title as Executioner,
Mm-hmm.
and just one time, but I had him never wear the belt, and every time it was out of the ring, smash opponent's head into the ringside table or something, he just hit you with the belt.
Uh-huh.
So by the time he was done, the belt was just all beat up.
Nice.
And as Whiplash, he captured the GWF TV title another time.
Okay.
I wish he could have done more. He teamed up with Darkos for a little while. But their weakness was that level 3 offense.
Yeah.
Whiplash has something that no other character had until then, and it's had after.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 2 downs on level 1.
Focus. There it is. Backside beheading.
That was so dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Because you're always going to roll up then on this into the turnbuckle then.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you?
I have as many downs on level 1 as I do on level 2.
Uh-huh. He's got the agility check, same, one on each level, so that's the same. There'd be no reason not to roll up.
Yeah.
Unless you really like throwing people into the turnbuckle. Which maybe this guy does.
Yeah, because he'd start off tagging to Darkos, who had the 3 downs on level 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, down by proxy. Who's ever in, just stay in. Who's ever hurt less. And I wish they would have won a tag title, but the one thing I did change with them, like I said, was the thumb screw. I turned it into an oriental spike just because I hated, I'm bending your thumbs back.
Here's the official description of it. Grinding hold on opponent's thumb. Grinding.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. At one point, Tom said he just bent it back.
Yeah. Because you don't have another hand or a leg or head that you can fight that off with.
It was one of the worst finishers I think in the game. But it was a +2 for crying out loud. Like
it was a +2, so he's really good at it.
Yeah.
Should have been something with the clothesline since that's what Executioner did. But he still had the Executioner's clothesline on here, but that could have been the finisher, I think.
The laser whip.
Yeah. There's no use of it on the card, though.
No, but I had him beat people with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he used to injure people if I rolled on the feud chart.
Okay.
Injure people with the laser whip.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, if you're going to carry it around with you, you might as well do something cool with it.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of a light show. Also, Hacksaw Jim Duggan very rarely hit people with a 2x4. It was usually him getting hit with a 2x4.
But he was one of the original masked assassins then.
Mm-hmm. Always enjoyed that team.
I still use that team.
I do too. I always have an incarnation of them. All the masked guys that I don't know what to do with. Oh, they're the masked assassins.
I'm about to do something big with the masked assassins in 2106.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna jump to Darkos is gonna leave like the Demons of Hydra and that in the NGA, and he's jumping up. because he's got Splatter up there. He's got Enigma up there, and the British Bomber, who used to be a member, an NGO guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to bring in another NGO guy, the De La Morte or something like that. The King of the Ring.
I have all those guys right here.
But he's wearing a mask, so there's going to be a masked assassin in the GWF for the first time in ages. Darkos is stepping up his game.
I'll show both of those guys just because the art's so cool. It deserves to be seen. If anybody hasn't seen them. Here's British Bomber.
Who's very solid.
Yes, it's a fun card. And here's El Dueno del Ring.
Which is probably my favorite NGO card.
Here's a look at his mask.
Yep.
There they are.
So that's what I plan to do. Like, yeah, he was a member of the Mass Assassins. I thought it was foolish when he took the mask off and became, went back to Marcel Desaad.
Yeah. Yeah, when you got something cool going with Whiplash or even Executioner, why go back to some lame person?
Yeah.
But
yeah, we've all seen Rey Mysterio without the mask. But
right? Always has it on though.
Yeah.
We forget all those mask versus career matches and stuff that he had and all that. WCW didn't exist.
No.
It was dumb to unmask him though.
Yeah, that's the whole Eric Bischoff thing. But I can honestly say in my Fed, I've never done a mask versus anything match.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done one.
Yeah. Because then you have to draw a new card.
I've thought about doing it where, if the bad guy wins, he takes a mask off, but then, he get, jumped by somebody before the mask actually comes off. And
yeah. I had it written into a storyline
off and they hide the face.
That in my NDW Fed, Cardinal Maximoff lost the mask match in the storyline, became a different character, but that didn't happen actually in the match. It just happened in the story. I have to try. You know how things go in my streaming Fed though. I'll have it set up. There's no way he can win this mask match, but he's going to. He's absolutely going to.
Oh yeah, like if I had the choice, some of these guys would never lose, but
right.
That is it. I think Pete Beck posted again today where Plethodor's on a 2-match winning streak.
I saw that. It's great. I love when stuff like that happens because it's so uncommon, but it's so cool when it does happen.
Yeah.
Because it's all a shoot. Makes it tough to plan for things sometimes.
So if you had to upgrade to power creep Whiplash, what would you do?
I think I'd go for the obvious one that you did on the last one and get rid of that level 2 move on level 3. Because that's really his biggest weakness, honestly.
I think he's got 3 downs and a pin on level 3.
Where did I put him? I shuffled him with my NGO cards. He got lost in the shuffle, quite literally. But yeah, let me find him real quick. Where did he go? Put him in the wrong container now. I'm never going to see him again.
Hey, you know what I did on this weekend on
What's
Sunday?
that?
I finally sat down, took all my wrestlers, and sorted them.
Mine are pretty well sorted until I use them on stream or something like that, and then they're totally jacked.
Even the ones like all the stacks of bootlegs that I have, stacks of bootlegs I will never use.
Right.
And then I broke down the ones I will use. So 1, 2, and 3. I have no 4-point ones because they're 4 points and they go into the ones I won't use.
Uh-huh.
I don't like my bootlegs just to dominate. And then tag teams. So set them all aside, and then women, and then real life wrestlers.
Cool.
So I have that all sorted out. And then the next thing I'm going to sort out probably next weekend, because it's Thanksgiving weekend in Canada.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Since
ours
we've
is
been
next
celebrating
month.
it since like the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I really don't know what I did with those 2 cards we were looking at.
I somehow lost my cards.
That I had sitting here the entire. Oh, here they are. I found them. Yeah. So yeah, he only had 2 downs in a pin.
Oh, okay.
So 2 downs and a pin on level 3, and he had a down on level 2 as well. So
Yes. Okay. So I'd take away the down on level 2.
okay. He doesn't have any tags on level 2, which is kind of odd because he has one on 3.
Yeah, that's a rule break there. I remember I had him. I had his suit, dark like St. Louis Blues colors, dark blue with gold trim.
Nice.
That's what I had his.
I don't have the reimagined card here. The colorized version for online is. Oh, excuse me.
I was going to ask if he's been reimagined, but
He has orange and black, actually. It looks kind of cool. I'll share it with you.
that's not too bad.
Yeah. Orange and black.
I would have liked the orange maybe a little brighter. That's kind of a dull orange.
It's like a copper almost. Yeah, he's been reimagined. I have that set upstairs somewhere.
Not a problem. So one of our topic that we said we were going to talk about is cards you thought that should have been upgraded,
Okay.
but never were.
My number one that popped in my head immediately was Iron Main.
Oh, that was mine. That was mine.
I feel like there's a lot more you could have done with him. He could have been, because he flipped good and bad a lot. So he could have had a bad version of his card, which would have been neat to see if how he would have changed up his style as a villain.
And we talked about that before. Sam Luptak made a one Hellcat, and I've actually dug it out. I was going to bring it up when we talk about our next bootleg, so I make sure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he made the bad guy version of Iron Man Hellcat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was one. I always, in a way, I kind of wanted to see Matador get an upgrade.
Yeah. He'd be on my short list as well.
But as we talked about, what are you going to do to upgrade that guy like that?
Yeah, right. I guess he could go down as he got older, but who wants to see that?
No. And I would have liked to see a new massive card.
Mm-hmm.
As he became more tag oriented, he became more tag oriented.
Yeah. He got a bunch of commissioner and gimmick cards and stuff like that, but never another wrestling card.
Yeah, I don't count those.
No, they shouldn't. Trying to think of some others. Billy Joe Boxer.
I wish Billy Joe got a new card.
He wasn't around very long, so I guess he really didn't need one.
It's like the Greek gods, though. I always thought they should have got upgraded. Now, I know Octagon got a blue card in one of the future sets.
Yeah, but those don't really count.
Yeah. I always thought they should have been upgraded so they can at least compete.
Yeah. Yeah, because they wouldn't age. They'd only get more experienced.
Yeah.
So they should get better as they go.
So I thought they could get some. But
Just looking here.
I noticed with the sets, so as guys come in, if they don't get upgraded, they just get thrown out pretty quickly. You know, they got short stints.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually goes between 6 and 8 years, and then, you know, no storyline, out the door.
Yeah, you're right though. That's like Billy Joe Boxer. He had like an 8-year run, never got an upgrade, never really changed gimmicks or anything. Always a Titan, you know, just, and then he was gone.
Yeah. Like with Billy Joe, I teamed him up with K.O. Keller.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I called them Fight Club. And they captured tag titles for me.
Yeah, they probably did. They're good. K.O. Keller wasn't too, like his card was 2084, so he wouldn't have been that much older anyway. So,
and another guy who I thought like I was a big fan of was Quasar.
mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I don't care what anybody says, Quasar was based on Bo Jackson.
You think so?
He was a two-sport athlete.
Yep, and he came out in what, 91 or 92 at the height of Bo Jackson's popularity.
Yep.
I really like his reimagined art. They just released that last week. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Jim Brown in this one.
Yeah, he does.
The first one were definitely hints of Bo.
Mm-hmm.
This one hints of Jim Brown.
Yeah, I like Quasar. Yeah. There's so many that never really got updates.
Well, see, with Quasar too, is they could have given him a tag finisher. Because the Titans never really had any tag, like they had tons of tags, but nobody with a tag finisher.
Mm-mm.
So I thought that, you know, give him a, because he's used to working with teams, you know, Gravity Ball and
yeah.
So he would have been the perfect guy to upgrade into a tag team,
Mm-hmm.
tag finisher too.
I agree.
No, I can't speak on much past 2109.
Mm-hmm. Me neither.
I don't know who's got all these cards. It's going to get real interesting. How would you upgrade this guy you've never seen? Well,
yeah, right. We'll reboot the show. Go back and start over.
Change our minds on stuff.
Yeah. Maybe I'll find some Fed results somewhere.
Because you have yeah, because we're getting within 8 of 1 year, 8 shows.
Yeah. Then we're getting into all that tricky holiday season stuff. So we're gonna have to do some multi show nights here soon.
And I was thinking too, we'll also pop in some legends.
Yeah. Conveniently, this card is in my pile of stuff. And probably worth.
That'll help us draw in some of those legend people.
Right.
Since they post on the board more than anybody.
It's true. This card is in my my stuff that I have right here. So rest in peace, Antonio Inoki, who we lost this past week.
Yep.
Definitely a pioneer. Responsible for pretty much all of wrestling in Japan.
Yeah.
Can be traced back to him. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Baba.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a match. I watched it. It was Baba and might have been Inoki tag teaming. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, it was Baba and Andre.
Oh boy.
Tag team versus Steve Williams and Terry Gordy.
Oh, that'd have been fun to watch.
It was so horrible to watch. You can find it on YouTube.
I'll have to look for it.
But you can tell Williams and Gordy are selling everything because they could have killed these two guys at any one point.
Well,
Inoki and Andre could barely move around the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just running into him to feed him. Oh, that
was pretty much every Andre match toward the end there.
But yeah, it was bad. But the but yeah, we can do that. Like even that's kind of what the reimagining stuff is. Is they're they're just kind of touching up guys.
Yeah, I think that's the point of the reimagined sets, other than the new artwork and stuff, is just to clean up those old rules violations and get that all within the new guidelines.
One thing I think that they could do is other than start listening to us and just saying, hey, fix this on guys.
Yeah, power creep everybody.
Take a couple cards and put it to a vote.
Yeah,
hey,
upgrade
who
somebody.
would you like to see upgraded?
That would be a cool idea.
Get some fan interest going. Hear that there, Molesky, Filsinger?
You know what I'd like to see? I don't know how long they plan on doing these. I hope they continue to do them until we get caught up to color. But
I think the reimagines might be done.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I would like to see like a new character every time, like they did with Red Talon and Duke of Destruction. Just throw like one or two characters at us. Just, hey, if you're gonna reboot, here's a guy you can throw in there. Just have some fun with.
Yeah.
I think it's a line worth keeping up with, because people. I mean, I don't have any information on like sales and all that stuff, but people seem to get excited for it.
Yeah,
I know I do. But there'd be such a big gap there if they did end it. But I don't know. Logistically, it's a lot to put on Warner, I guess.
Yeah.
With everything else he's doing, the poor guy.
Yeah, the most they could do is just get somebody to keep the original art and then just colorize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fix the backs.
Yeah. Well, those guys can fix the backs themselves. They
right.
probably do in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few guys out there that are doing the the colorization themselves, like Carl Zila does it.
Yeah. He does a good job.
Yep. But that's the thing though, too, is everybody I've talked to Tom about making a GWF coloring book.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, because how I picture a guy and you picture a guy could be completely different.
They could even make a contest out of that too. Like have some people submit their coloring pages, and that's like when a new card comes out, that's the color scheme they use for it.
Yep.
For a redesign or something like that. There's a lot of things you could do.
Yeah, like I remember, and I think I said this a couple times before. For me, Thantos was gray skinned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just because I wanted aliens, I didn't want everybody to be Caucasian.
Right, it's Champions of the Galaxy. That's why I get excited when aliens would pop in, like like not human looking characters, just like Comrade Terror, Dreadnought, Mangus, all those guys. Really, I got excited for them because it made it feel more intergalactic.
Yeah, because it would be Kraken, Mutant, Comrade Terror, Thantos. Well, Thantos didn't really look alien. He just had a scar on his face.
Yeah, he looked completely human. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to start. Then you got the Animen and stuff in the next set, and they got broke the door open a little bit.
We had Wolf.
Yeah, but even that first Wolf, he didn't really look.
No.
He was pretty much human. The Animen evolved over time too, became more animalistic.
Here's something funny. I was listening to Uncharted Territories,
mm-hmm.
and Matt Dickendesher and Corey were on there, and they're talking how they both lived in Saginaw, Michigan.
Uh-huh.
So I messaged Corey. I'm like, hey, do you know who Saginaw, Michigan's sister city is? Because cities will have a sister city.
Yeah.
It's Cambridge, Ontario, where I live. I'm like, I had been there for wrestling tournaments because our club would go down and wrestle their club,
mm-hmm.
and vice versa. It was just kind of weird. I'm like, oh,
shows you how small the world actually is.
Yep. And then I got in the mail today, my missing Lego parts. So I
Ooh.
can now build my Millennium Falcon. Because these are the floor.
Nice. Yeah, those are kind of necessary.
Yeah.
You know you're going to find them later.
No, they just didn't come in the bag. That's a pretty big chunk to miss.
Did I ever show you there was a guy who made, you know, the big like $600, $800 Millennium Falcon?
Yep.
There's a guy who made it with just any bricks. So it's like multicolored and stuff like that because you wouldn't buy it because it was so expensive. It looks amazing. It's so goofy looking. But I thought about doing it because I probably have everything I need just from like stuff laying around. It's pretty funny. It's worth looking up. Just Google it. It's on Google Image Search, and it's funny.
Oh yeah, I watched that Lego show.
Mm-hmm. Are you watching this season? I've only seen the first episode. There's no teams I can get behind.
I honestly I haven't seen it because we don't have cable.
Uh-huh.
So we'll have to watch it on one of the streaming service. Like we have something called Gem up here. So
Okay.
I can watch shows. So I didn't know it had started back up. So I'll have to.
Yeah, I think it's only 2 or 3 episodes in so far, but yeah, last year, like the past 2 seasons, I'm like, oh, I really like these guys. I hope they do well. This time, I'm like, I don't really care about anybody. It's gotten to that point where that reality shows do, where they just, instead of getting people who are good at what they do, they just want gimmicks, I guess, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, oh, this guy has a sob story. This guy is doing this. You know, it's just that kind of stuff. And it's less about Lego, more about that. But
yeah,
that's a trap they all fall into.
But I was excited that I got my Lego and I can finish.
There you go. You can finish it. I got the rest of my Bricklink designer program stuff in the mail over the last couple weeks. It's pretty exciting. I never did explain to you what that is, but
Bricklinks?
Yeah, Bricklink.
No, you did not.
Bricklink is basically eBay or a storefront that just sells individual parts. It's owned by Lego. Just a storefront. Like I could post extra pieces on there that I want to sell, or I could buy sets and break them apart and sell part components of it on there. But every year for the past few years, I think it's the 3rd year of it, they did this thing called Bricklink Designer Program, where people submit sets to Lego. Lego chooses 15 to 20 of them, and then they put them all up for sale. And the first 5 that would reach 1,000 pre-orders would get manufactured. That's it. Isn't that amazing?
That's crazy.
They just spray paint it. You're all done. You should do it.
That is so funny. That'd be something you get. Just get one of the books. Hey.
Yeah, well, all the books are online. There's an app even that Lego has. So you can do page by page. So it's fun stuff.
We should probably wrap this up before we go off on another.
Yeah, we've gone way off of topic here tonight. It always goes back to Lego somehow. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. It'll help us out.
We're 8 away from 100.
We'll get there. We'll get there by the end of the year, I think. Please check out all of our friends who make Filsinger Games related content listed below. We have some podcasts listed, including the official Filsinger Games podcast Roll Up, the Legends Teams podcast Uncharted Territory, Lee Longpre's Dizzy Dice is listed there, and we've got a slew of YouTube things, including Solo Promoter from Grant and Dave Little's Heartland Championship Wrestling. Check those out, and there's a few other things listed there. Myself on Twitch, all kinds of other stuff. Just give it a look, give those guys some support, and yeah, spread the word with this game, for this game that we all love.
And keep an eye out on Brock's Twitch stream for the Power Creeper.
Yeah, I need to get going on that. I got way too many irons in the fire.
all set to go. You gotta.
Yep. That'll be coming very quick here. We want to get that out before the end of the year for sure. So yeah, keep an eye out for the power creeper. He's going to be creeping while you're sleeping. Well, that sounded bad. On that note, I think it's time to go.
Coming soon, did you ever name the stalker? Wait, hold on. We've already had that.
We did. We even had a WWF stalker. Poor Barry Windham. All right, everybody, take it easy.
Night.